Okay, this is the fourth time I have tried this video. Let me see if I open this up. I can get some better lighting. Okay, so I'm gonna open. There we go. Maybe I'll get some better lighting if I do that. Alright, you guys. I have tried to make this video so many times. I've had interruptions from Layla. I accidentally hit the start over button just now. So we're gonna do this all over again. So I was saying that I appreciate and I thank Nikki and Robin for their comments, their words of encouragement, and their suggestions on things I could do better to be more social. Which, because I really need to be more social. Um, I admire those two women because they're God-fearing women, and those that is one of the things that I suffer with, or not suffer with, but struggle with a lot. Is my faith, and it's not because I don't believe, because I do, and it's not because I don't think prayer works miracles, because I do, and it's not because um think I don't think that God can solve all things, because I do. Sometimes I question things that maybe I shouldn't question, like why am I going through the things that I'm going through, or why God chose me to deal with certain situations, or did God choose me to deal with certain situations. I have I have issues with distinguishing between what God has for me and what the devil is trying to influence me to do or put in my life. For the most part, I have always tried to live my life as a God-fearing woman. I've always tried to um, put my life, uh, live my life in the manner that God would like me to. But I question it a lot. I question my what's the word? My sincerity to some of the things that I do for others. Um, Prime example, I babysit my cousin kids, and in the beginning, it was literally my sincerity was to help her get on her feet. And now it's like I'm working a 40-plus hour job that I am not being paid for. Um, and to a certain extent, that aggravates me and it bothers me. So I wonder um, about my sincerity at this point. So it's different things that I question. It's not that I don't believe in God, because I know God is awesome and He has done wonderful things in my life. This little girl is a prime example. Um, and the things that He's brought her through is a prime example. So I know God is real, and I know that He works miracles. So that's not, when I say I struggle with my faith, that's not what I'm. It's not that I don't believe or that I don't think that God does the things that He does. It's just I struggle with other things that I question and wonder about, that sometimes I feel like I don't have the answers to or for. So I do admire Nikki Proverbs and Waiting for God Miracle Robin for their undeniable faith in the Lord, and how you can see they exude it. It's like when they're talking on camera, you can, when Nikki says, because she's praying about things and she's asking God to help her work through a situation, you can see that it's real. It's not something that she's just saying to say. It's something that she say because she believes. And the same thing with Waiting to God's Miracle. Now there's a lot of women on here that I admire, um, and that I watch for different reasons. Those two women, or one, for a number of reasons. One is because they went through my first. We all went through our first. The all went through IVF at the same time together. Me and Nikki was pregnant at the same time, and I think right around that time, Robin got her cousin's kid. So we all went through something around the same time and was doing IVF, all that good stuff. So that's one of the reasons. That's how I found them. But I have grown to admire them as women, because of their faith, their undeniable faith, no matter what they've been through or what they're going through. That you can see their ultimate faith in God, and they believe that God will work whatever the issue out for them. I was also wanting to say to Robin that I understand what she's going through right now, because at the time when I was going through IVF with Layla, excuse Layla, she has a cold. She has a cold, so excuse her. Um, when I was going through IVF with Layla, or to get Layla, I was raising my two brothers, and my nephew. They were all teenagers. I had my mom living in my house. I had my sister living in my house, her daughter, and then I had my 17-year-old sister living in my house because she was going to school to high school in Kansas at the time, and I went through IVF. Say hello. Hello. Anyway, so, and I got a lot of questions. Like, at the time, was like, why would I spend all this money to have a baby? And I was like, because there's nothing like your own. You know, you're given the opportunity, or you're able to bless other children with being able to do for them the things that their parents may not be able to do or not here to do. Um, but at the same token, you want your own. You want your own blessing. You want your own miracle. You want something that's made out of you and your husband's DNA. You want your own kid. And it's not because you have something against adoption or you wouldn't adopt the kid, because I would. And there's, I have nothing against, surrogacy or whatever the situation may be, but you want your own. And that's just it. It has nothing to do with anything else. So I understand what you're going through, and I know it can't be easy with having 4 kids already and trying to go through IVF at the same time. And you have to say God bless your spouses and the people that you have in your life to help you get through these times, because you need them. You really need them, and you don't understand how much you need them until you're going through something like this, that takes up so much of your time, and then things change once you have a baby, and you're also taking care of others. Because I've been through that as well. Once I had my baby, I still had my brothers and my nephews to take care of, and you just see things in a different light. That's all. But it, in time, God works things out for everyone, even the ones that don't believe, or the ones that don't know for sure how they feel about God. He works it out for them too. Um, but I think I had a revelation, an epiphany, whatever you may want to call it. Uh, as a disclaimer, I want to say that I am not looking for a pity party. I do not do these videos for pity party. I do these videos for therapy. I am a very open person. It's not much that I will not share. There are some things that I just will not share, but for the most part, my life is an open book. I don't have anything to hide. I am not too much worried about what other people may feel about what I'm going through. Well, I do care, but out of the negativity and the BS, I'm not going to entertain. So, if you got something positive or, constructive criticism, I can deal with that. But when you're saying nasty things or people doing awful things, and I have yet to have that done on my channel, but, well, I don't have that many viewers either, but I have yet to have that done on my channel. But just to put it out there, I really do these things to be able to vent for myself and to get things out, and I have to pay a whole bunch of money for therapy. And that if my situation can help somebody else, then I'm more than willing to, I'm happy to do that. That's not an issue for me. But like I said, I had a revelation, an epiphany, and I was thinking about all the things that I have been through in my life, and all the things that I've had in my life, that whereas I could be in a better place. Because I've always said I suffer with depression, but since lately, I want to say my depression has been worse. So I've been trying to figure out why. Because all these years I've been dealing with depression and able to go through life without being on any medication. And now all of a sudden I feel like I need medication. So my question to myself is why? Why would you need medication now? Um, when you didn't then? And I think it's because I have no more distractions. I have no more uh, shadow things to occupy my mind besides what's actually going on in my life. I could have made excuses. If I had my brothers and them, I could say, well, I can't do this, that, and another because I have to take care of these kids, or I couldn't finish school because the kids are not doing what they're supposed to do in school, or I left this job because of whatever reason. And now that I don't have those distractions anymore, life is a lot clearer, and it depresses me. I can't just I can't say anything for nobody else, but for me, it depresses me to know that I am 35 years old and I don't own my own home. I am 35 years old, and God has blessed me with my child, but I don't want my baby to struggle. I mean, I don't want to struggle with my baby. I want her to have all the things she needs and most of the things she wants. And why? Because I don't want her to ever have to worry about being nothing. I don't want her to worry about adult things, like bills and where she's gonna live and how she's gonna eat, and I don't want her to worry about those things because she shouldn't have to. She's a child, so she shouldn't have to worry about those things. And see, when I was growing up, adults would tell you stuff like that. I don't got no money because I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. I don't got, you want to go to McDonald's, but we barely got food in the house and stuff like that. And what I realized is that, what I know is that children take on those burdens. And I think that's part of my problem as an adult and as a child. I am so serious about everything, or I can't get past something because of the fact that I had to grow up so fast. I don't want my baby to grow up like that. I don't want her to grow up fast. I want her to be a child. She's 3, and I want her to be 3. I don't want her out here 3 years old and telling me things that she shouldn't. I feel like she shouldn't know. You know, I've listened, looked, watched some people's children, and they're able to say things that I'd be like, that is ridiculous for a 3-year-old. My daughter does not cuss, and that's because I don't cuss. I mean, I'm not gonna say I have not cussed because I have, but that's not something that we make a habit of doing in front of her. For her to go out in the street or to me or anybody and repeat those things. I don't think that that's cute for children to do that. I think that, those are things that little kids should not do. Let your kids be kids. Let them be 3. If she want to play with a baby doll at 12, let them play with baby dolls. Because I feel like of part of the problem with society, especially our black community, is that our kids grow up too fast. They do not get the opportunity to be a child. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me if you feel that I'm wrong. Tell me express your feelings about it. But I feel like if a child wants to play with a baby doll at 12 years old, no, they're not too old to play with baby dolls because it's out of the what is the alternative to being at home playing with doll houses and baby dolls? Listening to this awful nasty music out here shaking their butt, worrying about little boys. And the sad part is, there are a lot of young girls at that age out here experimenting with sex, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be exposed to those type of things. I mean, granted, life is life, and you see things on TV, you watch stuff on radio, you can't shelter them from it. But I think that as long as they have the excuse me, As long as they have the mentality of being a child or being their age, in these days and time, let them. Let them enjoy their childhood. So I think that is not something that I want for my child. I do not want her to be burdened with adult things. You know, paying bills, where she's gonna live, how she's gonna eat, if she's gonna want to be in an activity. I don't want to say, "Oh, Mama can't let you do that," because you know why? Mama can't pay for that, or Mama don't have the money for that. Now, don't get me wrong. At reason, children have to learn responsibility, and they do have to learn um, that everything doesn't come easy, and everything will not be given to them. But on the same token, it's a time and a place for that. And I don't think the time or the place is for my 3-year-old daughter to know those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's at the point where as we as parents, me and my husband I'm speaking of, as parents need to get shit together and make sure that my daughter is able to live a comfortable life and not have to worry about those things. Because I don't want that for her. I had to do that as a child, and they always say you want better for your kids. So I was like, I was been sitting down and just thinking about my life, and I'm like, I'm 35, and I'm not saying it's too late for me to do something or change things around. It's just that I feel like I've wasted so much time, and I've wasted so much money, just BSing and wanting to get, you know, needing to get, needing to get my life together. Um, so yeah, that was just it was just some things that I was just thinking about, and I wanted to make sure that I thanked Nikki and I thanked um, Robin for their comments. And I'm not good at commenting on the actual video, so I did a video to comment on their response. So I appreciate that very, very much. So this video is 17 minutes and 21 seconds. And I guess now I have longer video time. I did not know that, and I don't remember getting a notification telling me that, but I may have. I get a lot of notifications from YouTube, and I don't necessarily pay attention to them. I guess now I will. But this video is long, but I had a lot to say this time. Hopefully I'll get to do more videos. I might do another video today. I'm feeling really good today. You comb your hair and make yourself look decent and feel pretty good. And I've been out here beating the streets looking for me a job, and you know, I say my prayers and pray that my life gets better. And trying to leave it in God's hands to be able to help me move forward and just do what's best. And Robin, I'm praying over your eggs, baby. You have that one leaf follicle, but I'm praying that you have 5 eggs. I hope you get 5 leaf follicles, and you be able to implant 2 and freeze 3, and you get you a baby, get you 2 babies. I'm just praying for you. I am rooting for you on this end. I mean, I'm rooting for both of you guys. But I'm saying this to you because of the fact that I know what you've been going through, trying to conceive this baby, and me and Nikki have a baby, and you're still trying. I'm not saying that Nikki's cycle is any less, but I'm just saying, I understand you want this to work, and I want this to work for you, baby. I'm rooting for you on this end. I'm in my prayers. I'm saying, God, just give her a baby, because I know that feeling. I know how you feel. I know how you feel to want that baby. So I'm praying for that big fat positive for you. Your E2 levels are going to continue to rise, and they're going to get better. We're going to speak this into existence because they say 2 or more in agreement. And I know Nikki is in agreement, and I'm in agreement, you're in agreement, and all these things are going to just work out for you, baby. I am rooting for you on this end, because it's going to work. It is going to work. Like you said, you have no worries, you have no concerns, because this time it's in God's hands. But you know what? Every time is in God's hands. Because somebody asked me about IVF, and I was like, you know what? People talk about the money that we spend, the time that you put into it, how many cycles you go through. But once those eggs are put in, it's God that makes them attach. It's God that says this is the time for this baby to be brought into this world and into this existence. So no matter if I paid 10,000 or 50,000 to bring a baby into this world, it's still God at the end. It was God that gave me the will and the money to be able to put this baby into existence. And it's God that placed that baby in my uterus for this baby to be brought into this world. And I believe that. And I believe that with all my heart and soul. And I know that you're a God-fearing woman, and you're a child of God, and you have a wonderful relationship with Him. And who other than you will He not listen to? He hears you. He hears your cries. He hears your prayers. And He's going to give you this baby this time. I am praying for you, sister. I am so much praying for you. I want you to have this baby. I want the cycle to work for you. So, on that note, y'all have a good day, and God bless.